Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of an Ocean Wave, and this is day 28 of the February Daily Draw. So as we start the weekend, let's see what message we get. And I'll be taking the first card from the Gilded Tarot Royale, followed by an Oracle card from the Seasons of the Witch Imbolc Oracles. Let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. And of course, it's the start of the weekend, but it's also the end of the month. It's the last day of the month. So let's see what message we get. Okay, here we go. The Empress. So we're finishing with some creative energy to bring in abundance, bring in what we need to create, to bring in all the things that we need. That creative energy that brings life to our situation, to ourselves. You know, we've got that nurturing element as well. We nurture ourselves and the things in our lives that we want to improve on, and that energy is here from the Empress. Is here. It's like it is like a maternal figure. I know some say that, you know, there's often cards you can't really tell whether this Empress is supposed to be pregnant or not. She doesn't look that pregnant to me. So this is one of those cards that doesn't show a pregnant Empress. I know some that sort of are not too keen on that image sometimes, because it implies that, you know, the traditional feeling that a woman is for childbirth, and whereas being female, being a woman, is more than, you know, giving birth to a baby, you know, producing a baby, carrying a baby. It's more than that. There's lots of women that can't have children. Does that make them less of a woman? They would argue that it doesn't. I would argue that too. But it's that maternal sort of energy. Doesn't have to be literally to give birth and be a literal mother, but we can have that maternal nurturing energy for all things in our lives, for ourselves, to take care of ourselves, and also to nurture and to create, you know, other things in our lives. Focus that creative, you know, fertile energy of bringing something new into our lives. Of, you know, that doesn't have to be a baby. It could mean, you know, so I could give such energy into a project that I'm doing, nurture that project, bring some life, some, you know, some life-giving energy into a goal that I'm aiming for, something I want to achieve, and to produce something in my life. And it's like almost like, you know, we sometimes even male a male would say something like, "It's my baby," talking about something like some people say that when they have a business and they're trying to grow their business, and, you know, a man may say, "It's my baby. It's you know, that this business means a lot to me. It's like my baby." You know, it's something he's created. He's almost metaphorically given birth to it. I mean, obviously, he's not going to be physically giving birth to a baby, but he can produce something in like manner. So it's that energy behind it. So anyone can have that. So it doesn't have to be. And I think the symbol of the pregnant woman in the Empress cards that you different versions that you get of that, I think it's just symbolic of that energy. And yes, it can literally mean that in some cases, but it's not. You know, narrowly restricted to that. The archetype, the symbolic, you know, significance of the energy it represents is wider than that. And so I feel that this Empress card is here to say that we have creative energy, each one of us, of whatever gender we ascribe to, or claim, or none even these days, whatever it is, regardless of sort of biological gender or other kinds of gender, that creative energy is there through where we have that Empress energy, that to bring abundance in, not to bring in new resources, to create the things we need in our lives, and to grow as individuals, to nurture things, changes, and personal growth, whatever it may be. We can do that with the Empress energy. So this Empress card comes to us at the beginning of this the weekend, and at the end of this month, going into the next, that time to be creative. It's time to think about what you want to create in your life, and to use that creative energy within you that we all have towards a purpose, towards what do we want to metaphorically give birth to, what do we want to produce, and also with the pregnancy symbolism, when it's there in the card, which you have a version where that's present, it also means that it's not necessarily it's a process. There's a gestation period. There's a process of allowing things to grow and develop. The baby doesn't just emerge, overnight. It spends 9 months growing in the womb until it's ready to be born out into the world. And some of the things that we create in our lives take a bit of time, but that energy, but we have to grow it into our lives sometimes, and we have to grow into the change we want. But that energy that's necessary is there within us. We just have to believe it, have the confidence to be able to harness and use that energy to our benefit. And that's what the Empress card comes to say to us, is that the energy for creation, whatever it is we want to create in our lives, is there. We just have to use it, focus it, and let it take its natural course of, be patient enough to allow the energy to do its work and to keep that energy flowing. And you will produce something in your life eventually through that energy, because that's what it's for. That's the Empress energy, and that's what we're to take hold of and use. Okay, so let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. So maybe as we end this month and go towards the new month ahead, where to get creative, where to start producing something, where that fertile energy is going to operate through us. Winter woodlands. We may not see it yet, but when we get to the right place, we will see the path ahead. We'll see the way to create what we want to create. It may take a while to emerge. Take time to honor what you feel. Self-compassion. And that's that nurturing, maternal sort of care. And sometimes we need a bit of self-compassion. Be compassionate with yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't be aggressive with yourself in the fact that you need to be creating as well. You create naturally. Let it flow gently and strongly. It doesn't have to be forced. Let it be a natural process. Don't be too hard on yourself in the creative process. You're human after all. Just be compassionate to yourself and let that creative energy flow naturally, and don't try and force anything. That, I believe, is the message of the cards today. Okay, so that is today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 1 of the March daily draws. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.